He did it again, and no one saw it coming. And this time, on one of the most important stages of his life, the humble Illinois grinder Brian Campbell entered the 2025 John Deere Classic final round, as if he had something important to prove. And by sundown, he had silenced those who continued to label him a fluke and stunned an entire scoreboard. This victory wasn't the only one. It was an unmistakable and unavoidable message. There was mayhem throughout the last round at TPC Deere Run. Gillow, Lipsky, and Campbell were among the 4 players tied at 15 under heading into Sunday's shootout. Nerves were jangling, birdies were flying, and every cheer from the gallery was followed by a rearranging of the leaderboard. Someone should have blinked, but Campbell did not, because he discovered another gear when the pressure reached its maximum. As the event approached a 2-man sudden death playoff, Campbell faced up against Emiliano Grill, a playoff veteran and seasoned victor. The audience leaned closer. It zoomed in. It was this. Campbell quietly rolled in a birdie after hitting a flawless approach shot under pressure, according to the PGA Tour and CBS. Gillow was unable to match it. The game is over. The same year, 2 playoff victories, and the same ruthless accuracy. Consider this. The media doesn't love Brian Campbell. He doesn't appear on Golf Channel every week. However, he's currently 2 for 2 in the 2025 PGA Tour playoffs, including a victory in Mexico earlier this year. Randomness isn't what that is. That week isn't hot. It's a closer. It's a finisher. People are beginning to feel uneasy around that type of golfer. It's not fortunate to win 2 playoffs in a single season. That is the beginning of a legacy. The frightening thing is that he's only just beginning. Brian Campbell was just another player battling for starts before he was winning awards, making the playoffs, and being recognized by the public. Campbell, an Illinois native and former standout college player, entered the professional ranks with low expectations. However, the tour didn't welcome him with open arms like so many others did. Instead, it smacked him with long silences, missed cuts, and Monday qualifiers. There was pressure, but no spotlights. And are you really built for this? Is the question that every struggling professional hears. Forgettable in 2023. 2024, not consistent. Then came the Mexico Open in 2025. Nobody was aware of him. Subsequently, he achieved his first PGA Tour victory in a sudden death playoff. It was dubbed a Cinderella run by Sports Illustrated. And with good cause. In addition to improving his game, Campbell was changing who he was. His swing appeared more precise. His putting was icy cold. And his talent now matched his confidence. It wasn't a coincidence that we won in Mexico. The warning shot was it. This is where it becomes poetry, though. It was at TPC Deere Run, where Campbell made his PGA Tour debut years prior, that he would have his next major moment. He was a wide-eyed sponsor's exception back then. He came back now as a finisher, a closer, a man who understood the anguish of doubt and fueled it. He did not simply return to Deere Run. He made a complete circle. Following his victory, Campbell remained silent. He does it that way. However, his expression said it all. This week wasn't the only one. Every week or so, nobody had faith in him. He left early at every tournament. He felt invisible every time. He didn't simply go back to the beginning. What he started, he completed. Golf playoffs are a different animal. Tomorrow does not exist. There is no leaderboard to climb. One shot, one opportunity, one hole. And Brian Campbell remained unflinching in the 2025 John Deere Classic under the pressure of a competition. He and Emiliano Grill went on to the terrace as the sun began to set over TPC Deere Run. 1 trophy, 2 players. Who wanted it more wasn't the only factor. Who was prepared to earn it under duress was the question. A well-known closer is Gillow. 2 prior playoff victories on the PGA Tour. A ball striker with steely nerves, but he appeared tense this time. He had a good but cautious tee shot. Then Campbell arrived. He hit a right-side approach shot with a small left-to-right break that put him within 12 feet of the cup. It was one of the most calm playoff swings of the year, according to live coverage on the PGA Tour. It was surgical, not ostentatious. Gillo's birdie was missed. The audience held its breath. Campbell then took the initiative. Calm, measured, unhurried, unshaken, and entirely focused. He rolled the putt directly into the cup's center. The game is over. Nod of the head, fist pump, a low-key festivity, the sort that exclaims, "I knew I could do this." As others faltered, Campbell once again succeeded. It was more than just the birdie that gave it its strength. It was the ease with which he performed it. Campbell consistently shows up when it matters most in a season where players are always fighting to maintain their form. The warning was Mexico. The confirmation came from Deere Run. In a playoff game, you just get one chance, and Campbell made it matter. There are showmen in golf, the crowd-pleasing, camera-facing, fist-pumping celebrities that steal the show every Sunday. Consider Max's charm and presence on Twitter. Imagine Scotty Scheffler's explosive shot-making as he storms greens. However, there is Brian Campbell, who you hardly notice until he lifts the trophy. Campbell is after flags, while others are pursuing headlines. What makes him unique? Even when everything is at stake, he exudes an almost eerie, calm, laser-like focus and stillness. His swing was controlled, straightforward, and repeatable. His putting is deadly within 15 feet, but it's not showy. Ask anyone who was at Deere Run for that playoff game. The break wasn't fortunate. Under fire, it was a textbook execution. He runs on ice, yet it seems like he was designed for pandemonium. CBS questioned Campbell about the pressure following the victory. In reaction, I simply attempt to ignore everything else and keep my head silent. I am aware of my swing's effects. I have faith in it. No exaggeration or overanalysis. Simply a man who is aware of his identity and does not require reminders from the cameras. He was described as a closer masquerading as a journeyman by Sports Illustrated. Since this isn't a breakout year, that line may be the best explanation we've seen so far. This identification is a breakthrough. A player like Campbell is dangerous in some way. He won't control the news. He won't disparage others. However, he will arrive late on Sunday, within a few shots of the lead, and he will begin to hit clutch putts, fairways, and greens with ease. Then he's ahead, and then he's tied for the lead. You are pursuing him by the time it's too late for you to notice him. 2 victories in the same season, both in the playoffs. Winning tournaments isn't all Brian Campbell is doing. In real time, he is redefining himself. He wasn't on anyone's fantasy teams at the beginning of 2025. His name was not circled by any analysts. He's currently in the top 10 of the FedEx Cup rankings, making waves in the Ardor Cup, and making both fans and other athletes pay attention. He kicked the back door wide open rather than entering covertly. With his present momentum, Campbell has a genuine chance to make it to East Lake, and is squarely in FedEx Cup playoff contention, according to ESPN predictions. More significantly, he is starting to cause issues for the elite. Campbell simply keeps racking up points, cashing checks, and moving up the leaderboards as players like Scheffler, Rahm, and Cantlay try to make headlines and deal with media pressure. He is earning respect rather than requesting it. Even talk of the Ryder Cup is brewing as the squad searches for courageous closers and veterans age. The name of Campbell keeps coming up, particularly after that 2-for-2 playoff record. Although U.S. Captain Zach Johnson has not made a clear statement, people close to him believe he is undoubtedly keeping an eye on things. Why wouldn't he be anyway? Campbell is demonstrating his ability to prevail under duress in hostile area while remaining silent and amidst the mayhem. A silent killer might be helpful to Team USA. What comes next, then? This year, could Campbell win a major? Why not, really? His momentum is genuine, his nerves are strong, and his game is traveling. There have been several breakthrough years in golf history. Brian Campbell's name may be written all over this one. He made an announcement after winning.